Alright, what's up my brothers? In this video we're going to be talking about being damaged or broken. It's interesting because about 9 years ago I recorded a video on a very similar topic. I had a consult with a guy earlier today and he was talking about being in a really bad spot. I've covered this before. I'll put a card up on the top right if you want to see the older version of this video, but I talk to a lot of guys, gals sometimes too, that book me for consults, and a lot of the times things have gone sideways in their lives. They've made some bad choices, and as a result of those choices, because of the belief system that they hold dear to themselves, they make decisions which get them certain results. I've talked about this before. You can always identify somebody's belief system by reverse engineering that. Results go to choices. Choices come from a belief system. If you have nasty results in life, it's because your choices and your beliefs are broken. Fix the beliefs that you hold dear and true, and the choices and the results you get improve. So back to the point of being damaged or broken. I see a lot of guys dealing with this today. There's a lot of people that are just not happy with their lives. Could be a function of bad career choice, a business choice if they're an entrepreneur, a spousal choice, divorce, breakup, betrayal, cheating, blah, 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 all the way down the list. It's really easy to play the victim in the chaos that you create. It really is, and that's not the way to go about life, in my opinion. I talked about it in the first video. I was wearing a t-shirt in that video, and I can show you the scars on my arms here and here. You can see that in the video, but I also have them on my neck here as well, and on my chest. And it's from a hot water scalding when I was a kid. And I remember I had a very difficult time sort of like moving past that and letting it go, and I felt like a broken kid. Whenever I met somebody new, they'd always ask some question or hold onto their neck and be like, what happened to you, sort of thing, is everything okay, sort of thing. And some of the times I would just sort of cower away and not want to deal with it because I felt like a broken soul, sort of thing. So I know what the feeling's like, and I've been through it in different stages of my life, whether it's because of a betrayal, because of a chick, because of a bad business decision with the wrong business partner, divorce, whatever it happens to be. That whole whatever doesn't kill you is supposed to make you stronger sort of stuff, which will get me to the anti-fragile thing in a moment. But I remember my granddad, when he was still around on my dad's side of the family, he once said something along the lines of, somewhere out there, no matter what you're going through, there's somebody that would love to trade places with you. And I think he's absolutely right. There's 8 billion people on this planet, and the vast majority of them, I live in Canada, I'm driving a warm car, I've got warm clothes on, I've got money in the bank, food in my belly, good health, I look after myself. There's a lot of people out there, no matter how crap my day might be going, that would love to trade their life for my life. They would love to be in my shoes. So I think the first thing you got to understand is kind of like humble yourself. Like, get yourself to a position where you're not sitting there, oh, poor me, woe me, the whole misery loves company sort of thing. Some people like to go online and they look for other miserable people and they sort of commiserate and they get on together talking about their miserable lives. Doesn't matter what it is. I see guys do all kinds of things. The ones that sort of like blow me away are the guys that are like, oh, women will never love me sort of thing. And it's like, there's some ugly, short, out of shape guys that do just fine with women because they take care of other areas of their lives. And it's like, again, even for those guys that aren't getting where they, what they want, there's a guy somewhere in the world with an empty stomach that hasn't eaten in days, that might have an intestinal disease from drinking purified water or something. You get where I'm going with this, right? It's like, stop playing the victim in the chaos that you create, because at the end of the day, if you live in a first, even second world country, but if you live in a place in the world where you've got clean drinking water, where you can take a faucet and turn it in a direction and 30 seconds later hot water comes out, it's like there's a lot of people that don't have that, right? There's a lot of people that don't, can open up a fridge and it's like, oh, there's food in this thing, or they can go to a grocery store and they don't have to worry about finding food. Which brings me to the point of fragility, robustness, and anti-fragility. Chaos will come your way. Things will get hard. People will let you down. Women will lie to you. You'll get into a business transaction or take on a job that wasn't what you thought it would be, right? You're going to be lied to, let down, disappointed in life. It's just the reality of being a human being on this planet, this rock flying around the sun at 1,000,000 miles an hour. You're just a meat-covered skeleton. That's all we are. And, this chaos that comes our way, you got to look at it from one of three angles. I read this book, Antifragile, years ago. You're either fragile, you're either robust, or you're anti-fragile. Anti-fragile is like God mode, okay? Fragile, you take, I don't have anything glass in here, but if I were to take a drinking glass, and drop it, it's obviously going to break on the ground. That's a fragile item. It doesn't improve from chaos. A robust item might be something like a bag of sand. Same thing, I can drop that, neither going to improve, it's neither going to get worse, it just kind of stays a bag of sand. Chaos doesn't do much to it. Disorder doesn't ruin it, disorder doesn't make it better. Antifragile is where the gold is. That's where the God mode is. And that's where I want to encourage you guys to get and sort of enlighten yourselves in such a way where things that, like, you welcome it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when shit hits the fan for me, I'm at the point where it's like, I look at this and I'm like, bitch, please. I've dealt with worse than this. You know, I've trained for this. I'm ready for this. I'm looking for the opportunity in this. I don't want to spend a lot of time milling over it, crying over it, being like, oh, the poor victim that I am, and why can't I move past this? It's like, guys, and I'm talking to you men out there right now, guys, you're a man. It's incumbent upon you to pick yourself up, dust off the shoulders, and try again. You know, a winner is a loser that just got back up one more time. Okay, you know, we used to talk about this in the world of entrepreneurship when I was dealing with Yo and these meetings and stuff like this. And it's like every overnight success, I guarantee every overnight success, every entrepreneur you know out there, you look at them, you're like, oh, must be nice. He's got a nice house, a nice car, must be nice. You know, you hear this sort of stuff all the time. And it's like, yeah, it is nice, but you don't see the sleepless night, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the disappointment, the betrayal, everything that comes along with that you had to overcome as part of pushing forward. You know, problem solving is an incredible skill that you need to develop in life as a guy. Honestly, one of the best things you can do if you're a parent right now and you got kids is teach them problem solving skills. If they're younger, if they're smaller, maybe under 5, Connect 4 is a good game to sort of test them. After 4 or 5, you can start playing games like chess. Chess is a lot more advanced, but parents don't do that anymore. You know, they go to a restaurant, you see them all the time, and it's like they have bratty kids that they medicate, and then they just put them in front of a screen with earbuds in so they can have some peace over dinner, right? You've seen it. So you want to get to the point of anti-fragility. You want to get to the point where when shit hits the fan, when bad things come your way, when chaos ensues, you welcome it. You look for the opportunity in it, and you think to yourself, how do I use this to make myself a better version of what I was yesterday, last week, last year? Ask yourself that question when chaos comes your way. If you're sitting in chaos right now, if you're sitting in disappointment, if you're sitting in heartbreak, if you're sitting in whatever version of the BS is that you're marinating in and going, this sucks, live with it, sit with it, you know, for a bit. But at the end of the day, don't let it be your identity. You know, don't let it be who you are. You need to move past it and get to the point where it's like, yes, this was the catalyst that moved me forward to the better version of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime I've dealt with something like heartbreak, you know, with a chick, for example, I've always improved and become a better version of myself. I've always looked for an opportunity to be like, fuck this shit, I'm better than this. I'll show them, whether it's her, your old boss, a business partner, a transaction, an ex-business partner. Show them what you're made of. Show them that ain't gonna break you. Show them that their test, or whatever test it is that they're trying to impose on you, laugh at it. Laugh in the face of chaos and enjoy it. You guys let me know what you think. Comment below. I hope you enjoyed this remake of the original. Again, the card's up in the top right if you want to see the original. And pin below in the top comment, you want to check out my School of Unplugging. That's where I put everything that I wish I knew when I was a young man. You're going to want to check it out. Have an awesome day. Peace.
I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you want to play tough and want to hate this, I'll always show up.